by line explanation of this particular poem. So first of all, we will see a summary of the poem, basic idea of this particular poem. This is a photograph of me. The poem is based on a shocking story of a drowned child. Literally, that is the essence of this particular poem, but beyond that it has many other additional elements. Okay, so the speaker begins to describe an old photograph from many years ago. The speaker notes that upon first glance the image appears blurry, all of its fuzzy shapes mingling on the photo paper. That is basically, it's a very old uh, photo, and the picture or the particular image is not that clear. Now the speaker then guides the reader through the photograph, first pointing out a fragment of an evergreen tree that creeps into the frame from one of its left corners. Now, to its right is an incline which the speaker says should be that is, there is a kind of should be gradual. Halfway up the incline is a little house whose weight is supported by a wooden frame. So basically, in the left hand side corner we can see a branch or a fragment of an evergreen tree, and to the right we can see a type of inclination or a slope, which is basically a kind of house. For as we know that this particular photograph is blurred, the images are not clear, but the poet is trying to take the readers along with her, trying to identify different structures or different images that are in that particular photograph. So in the left hand side there is a branch, and in the right side we can find an inclination or a type of slope, which is basically a house. Okay, now the poet, that is the speaker, describes the background of the image, drawing the audience attention to a lake behind which sits short hills. So basically now the poet is trying to give other factors or other images that are in that particular blurred photograph. That is the background, the immediate background of this branch and house is a lake, and behind that there are short hills. Now the speaker claims in a parenthetical statement to have drowned on the day before the photograph was taken. The speaker points the audience back towards the lake at the center of the photo, where the speaker lies lifeless right beneath its surface. Now the speaker explained that it is hard to make out the corpse form because she is there, she is a corpse now. Its exact size and position, because light reflects off the water, warping the body's appearance. Okay. However, the speaker maintains that if the audience contemplates the photo for a while, they will be able to recognize the speaker. So in that particular photograph, which she says that there is a branch of tree, and then in the right hand side there is a house, and beyond that or behind that there is a lake and some hills. That is what this whole photograph is all about. But she says that she is there, she is already dead, and she is there beneath that particular lake, and because of the light, the person, or as a person, we cannot as an individual, as the readers, they cannot understand or recognize the speaker because of the interference of the light. But if we are ready to give more and more attention, or we are ready to contemplate upon this photo for a while, we will be able to recognize the speaker. So the photograph becomes a means of exploring the malleability of history and truth, particularly with regard to the suppression of marginalized voices from female perspectives and experiences that have long been subsumed under male dominated histories. So the poem's short, uneven lines and stanzas mirror the fragmented, ever-changing nature of history. So when we read history, when we understand, even though this is basically, literally, when we take the meaning of this particular poem, we can understand that that is just a story of a drowned girl, a child that she is already dead, and now she is describing that particular thing. It's like a spirit or maybe a ghost that is talking with us or is in conversation with us. We just feel it, but in depth, this particular poem reflects the status of women throughout the history. That is how when we read history, we will never understand or we can never identify the roles played by women. They are not there. Basically, history is the story of his, that is of man. It is completely, we cannot identify the presence of woman. So that means that it is very much patriarchal in nature. So that status of woman is being represented through this particular poem. This is a photograph of me. Okay, now we can see line by line analysis, that is explanation. It was taken some time ago. At first it seems to be a smeared print, blurred lines and grey flecks blended with the paper. No, it was taken some time ago. So the line opens, or the particular poem opens with in passive voice. The poem begins with the first person speaker, that is a child, describing her photograph. The speaker opens the poem by noting that its subject is fairly old. Subject is the photograph is fairly old. The reader understands that the speaker is discussing a photograph given the poem's title and the verb taken. Okay. Still, by not explicitly naming the photograph or specifying just how old it is, the speaker introduces vagueness, a quality that will pervade the poem. The speaker proceeds to describe the photograph as smeared or smudged and blurry. So flecks means mark or dots with small patches. So this particular photograph is very old, which has lots of blurred lines and grey flecks, that is blended with the paper. Now, then as you scan it, you see in the left hand corner a thing that is like a branch, part of a tree, balsam or spruce emerging, and to the right, halfway up what ought to be a gentle slope, a small frame house. Now, in the left corner, there is a thing appearing like a branch of a tree. The emerging branch can be a balsam or spruce. We cannot identify what type of tree is that because it's very old. It is a blurry type of photograph. The image is blurry. As the image is blurry, it is hard to say what tree is there. While on the right side there is a small house that appears to be a gentle slope. Now, in the background there is a lake, and beyond that some low hills. The photograph was taken the day after I drowned. I am in the lake in the center of the picture, just under the surface. That is, the speaker goes on describing the background of the image showing a lake, and beyond it there are some low hills. In the line 15, the poem takes a swift turn when the poet says that the photograph was taken after her death. It was taken the day after she drowned. So, basically, she is dead. Now, it is not clear where the speaker is in that photograph. According to her, she is in the lake. Her depiction takes the center spot just under the surface. So the photograph was taken from outside the lake. She may be portraying her location. It is difficult to say where precisely or to say how large or small I am. The effect of water on light is a distortion. But if you look long enough, eventually you will be able to see me. So according to the speaker, it is difficult to locate her precise position inside the lake. The speaker makes it clear that she cannot say how large or small she is. As the picture is taken from outside, the light reflected on the surface of water creates haziness. So it is distorted. That particular image is distorted and it makes the subject of the photo blurry. According to the speaker, this effect of light rather distorts the image. This distortion is similar to a mental image floating on a person's subconscious mind. But she asserts that if the reader are attentive enough, that is, we are ready to contemplate on that particular, we are ready to be more attentive enough, then they can see her clearly. The light in the photograph stands for the creativity of the woman. So even though she is completely set aside or marginalized by the male dominated history, there is the creativity of the woman that we can identify or we can trace even in that history. Okay, that is this male dominated male, the history that we read is completely from the point of view of male dominated society or being made by male. Okay, so that is it. That is the summary of the poem. Now we can see the critical analysis of this particular poem.